Hi, Schlockmeister fans. Going to watch a classic here. This one's called Escape from New York. Let's watch.
Rises 400%.
That's Jamie Lee Curtis's voice.
The once great city of New York becomes the one maximum security prison for the entire country.
So basically, Manhattan Island is a penal colony. These poor saps were trying to escape on a raft. Meet Snake Plissken. He's about to be sent to the prison. That is, of course, Kurt Russell. But something's about to happen to change all their plans. A plane is headed for Manhattan Island.
It's too late, asshole. All your imperialist weapons and lies can't save it now. We're going down.
What plane is that? Well, you can't read it, but it's Air Force One. Been hijacked. That's the president, Donald Pleasance. They're putting him in an escape pod with an important briefcase and a tracking device on his wrist.
God save me and watch over you all.
Pod came out right before the plane crashed. The feds get to the pod and find it empty. And they're met by this joker named Romero.
Touch me, you die. If you're not in the air in 30 seconds, he dies. If you come back in, he dies.
Back to Snake.
I have a deal for you. You receive full pardon for every criminal action you've committed in the United States. For 15 minutes. If you push it, we can track you on radar.
They give him a lot of tools.
Just like Leningrad. But they added something, a safety catch. 57
They're on a tight time frame here.
24. In 22 hours, the Hartford Summit meeting will be over. China and the Soviet Union will go back home. The president was on his way to this summit when his plane went down. You had about turning the
They put some capsules in his neck.
80 degrees and flying off to Canada.
If he leaves, he dies after 24 hours.
What did you do to me, asshole? My idea, Plissken. Something we've been fooling around with. 2 microscopic capsules lodged in your arteries. They're already starting to dissolve.
Okay. Wait a minute.
So he goes in, and he picks up the president's pulse.
I've got his pulse. Right up ahead, moving northwest.
Dan!
He runs into Ernest Borgnine, his cab driver inside there.
Hey, you don't want to walk around down there, Snake.
He finds the president's wristband thing on George Buck Flowers' hand instead.
Woke up and there it was. Just like a miracle.
He gets chased by a bunch of crazies, but thankfully Cabby's there to pick him up.
Snake, you don't want to be walking from the power to 42nd Street at night. I've been driving a cab here for 30 years, and I'm telling you, you don't walk around here at night.
He knows where the president is.
Where's the president?
The Duke got him. Everybody knows the Duke's got him. Or you don't have to put a gun to my head, I'll tell you.
Who's the Duke?
The Duke?
Maggie, that's Adrienne Barbeau.
You're Plissken?
He wants to see Brain.
Why?
Meet Brain, Harry Dean Stanton. Snake and Brain have met before, actually.
Man should remember his past. Kansas City 4 years ago, you ran out on me. You left me sitting there. You were late.
That's Isaac Hayes. That is the Duke. The Duke of New York. He's an A number 1.
He's looking for you, Brain.
He wants my diagram of the bridge. When he finds out I'm with you, he's going to want my life.
I'm not sure which side Brain is working on right now,
Hey, how's it going? Cooled off a little, huh?
but they're going to where the president is stashed.
What do you want, Brain?
Snake manages to sneak in. Takes an arrow in the leg, which gives him a limp for the rest of the film. But they're not able to escape. They're overwhelmed by the Duke's men. Snake meets the Duke.
I said, who are you?
Snake Plissken, Duke. The man sent him in here.
Snake is being groomed for a big boxing match type thing. Meanwhile, Romero steals this very important tape. And also Brain happened to see that happen, by the way. The demands.
Amnesty for all prisoners in New York City in exchange for president. 69th Street Bridge tomorrow, 12 noon. No bullshitteries. Dead.
Where's the tape?
Not here.
And here's the match that the Duke has set up for some entertainment. That is wrestler Ox Baker.
They sent in their best man. And when we roll down the 69th Street Bridge tomorrow on our way to freedom, we're going to have their best man leading the way from the neck up.
You're not supposed to be in here, Brain.
Meanwhile, in the ring, that Spike Club does a number to Ox Baker. And Snake wins. And you notice the guy by the ring had his tracking device, so he quickly runs over there and activates it.
Raise your activated app.
The president's gone! Brain, come down!
I don't know.
He needs the tape.
I do. I swear to God, Snake, I know where it is. Just take us to the car. I'll take you right to it.
But before they can get too far, the Duke catches up with him.
Each other.
Bought him just enough time to flee. Into Cabby's van.
They come in groups of 3.
Where's the tape, Brain?
Huh?
What tape?
Where is it? Tape from the briefcase.
Oh, that tape. Here it is.
They're going across the 69th Street Bridge, which is mined.
Stay left, and then jog right when I tell you.
Brain allegedly has a map that says where all the mines are,
Okay, now!
but even his map isn't perfect. So Cabby died in that crash.
Hold it! Left! Left! Damn it!
And that's the end of Brain. Maggie stayed behind and ends up getting crushed by Brain's car. Now it's just Snake and the President at the wall. And up he goes. He takes action.
Hey, number one! You're the Duke! You're the Duke!
Snake gets out with only seconds to spare before those capsules burst in his arteries. Snake is a hero now.
I want to thank you. Anything you want. I want you to think it over while you're resting. I want to give you a job. We'd make one hell of a team, Snake.
The President goes on the air and plays that important tape. But it looks like Snake switched the tapes, one of Cabby's tapes. Sure enough, as he's walking away, he's shredding that tape. And that's the end of our film. All right, let's talk about Escape from New York. This is one of the very first movies I ever taped. It was actually probably within my first 20 movies that I taped. I had on a BASF tape that I had on the same tape with Bad Boys, I think. Sean Penn's Bad Boys. Was that it? Escape from New York? And yeah, I think that was it. It's a movie that I saw many, many times on cable back in the 80s. It was on quite a bit. Always liked it. Always loved it, really. And I actually haven't seen the movie in probably 20 years, if not longer. I'm just surprised. This one I used to watch regularly. I mean regularly. I saw this movie a lot. I hadn't seen it in a very long time, like I said, but I remembered so many lines and everything and just little nuances in the film. Love to have it. I loved watching it again. It's a movie that I picked up the Blu-ray recently, and because I don't like to upgrade a lot of my movies on Blu-ray, just my like all-time favorites. I have so many movies already that it's just impossible to spend the money to upgrade everything. I don't want to upgrade, bloodthirsty butchers, because who needs that, right? My DVD is fine. The movie is shit. But Escape from New York is one I always wanted to get because I loved the movie. And I'm just, shame on me for not watching it in so long. Watched it again today and I loved it. It's very well done. It's John Carpenter, came out in 1981. We got Kurt Russell, he plays Snake Plissken. He's got to go into Manhattan. Manhattan in this time frame has become a penal institution. The whole island is surrounded by a big wall and they put prisoners in there who have life sentences, and they don't really care what happens to them in there. They just go in and they never come out. Whatever lives they want to build in there, they can. So it's a pretty free reign in there, and there's a lot of violence and everything else. But the president's plane, the president played by Donald Pleasant, his plane gets hijacked and crashes into there. He escapes in his escape pod, but unfortunately for him, his escape pod landed in Manhattan, and he gets kidnapped by the Duke of New York, who's played by Isaac Hayes. And they basically want to ransom their freedom to get out, and they send Snake Plissken in to rescue him. They have to get the president within 24 hours because he's got to go to this big summit meeting, apparently where it's World War III with Russia and China involved, and if he doesn't get to the summit, could be the end of the world, who knows. But anyway, fantastic film. Love the soundtrack of this film. I remembered that too, even though I hadn't seen it in so long. I just remember the opening theme and everything. Just a really, really cool movie. They did make a sequel to this, I believe in the late 90s, called Escape from LA, which I actually never watched, but I heard it was really cheesy and ridiculous. And even Kurt Russell was on, I think, the Tonight Show saying, hey, just relax, it's just a fun movie. So, but anyway, I never saw the movie. They've been talking about a prequel to this movie as well as another remake. None of that's happened yet, so I don't know what the status of that is. But anyway, it's a classic, great film. I'm sure everybody here has seen this movie. Let me know what you think about it. I got the Blu-ray here. It's a Blu-ray and DVD combo. There are other Blu-rays out there with lots of extra stuff on there. I didn't get that because this one was relatively cheap, so I was happy with that. So anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. It's called Escape from New York. It's a classic. Let me know what you think about it. Bye.